The goal of today's class is to get ready for your summative. Your summative is going to be taking place on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, May 29th through 31st. Now, what this is going to be, if you've had any experience with previous summatives at OT, you know what this is going to be about. It's going to be an experiment, and it's going to be broken up over 3 days, and that's going to involve writing a procedure, performing an experiment, analyzing the results. So I'll specify it for you a little bit. The units that you need to be aware of is you need to be aware of calorimetry, titration, and rates of reaction. All those things we learned about structures, organic chemistry, are not on the summative. So in terms of preparing for the writing the lab, you need to remind yourself what an independent, dependent, and control variables are, what materials and equipment lists used look like, safety and disposal considerations, data collection, calculations, and sources of error. Make sure to have your old labs handy. They'll be a good reference for what you need to know. You're also going to want to go to my website and make sure that you remember the use of significant digits in calculations and how to make precise measurements. If you've got any questions, that's the resource we're going to be using. Now, if you want a little bit more specific on what to look up, you're going to want to make sure that you look up stuff about acids and bases and rates of reactions. And I've listed here some of the few things that you can look up that are a little bit more specific. Now, sometimes it's hard when you're just reading things to know what you know and what you don't know. And that's why I've included some practice calculations to work on. So if you go to page 2 of this document, what you're going to see is there's a whole bunch of questions on here on calorimetry, rates of reaction, and titrations. You'll see the answers are right here in brackets, but if you want complete answers, you can either go to the back of the room or my website where they're posted. The last thing you can do is the topic of it is going to be about hydrogen fuel cells. That's the overall topic of your summative. What is a hydrogen fuel cell? Well, I've included on page 3 and 4 of this document, which are also found at the back of the room, some quick benefits about how they work. So some of the benefits and challenges and so on. You can read over that yourself. So what my goals would be today would be to organize and find all my labs, both the ones that were for evaluation and the ones that were done for fun. And I would work on all the calculations on page 2. If you've got any questions you want to ask me in person, I'm going to be around at Relay for Life later tonight.